Now we're joined with Mayor Goodman. Thank you, Mayor, for inviting us to your home.
Well, it's my honor to have you. I love our backyard, so it's nice to have wonderful friends come here and visit.
Thank you. It's a beautiful backyard. This must be years in the making. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, you know, we moved in here 36 years ago, and the yard looked sort of different, but there was a lot of the growth here at that time. The more mature trees, we have elms over here, but most of this, we had a fire in the backyard 5 years ago, so we did a lot of replacement.
So do you think this is a finished project? Or do you think it's a work in progress, I guess?
No. In fact, we're without flowers now. Normally, I love flowers around the pool, and over there's a lily pond that's the home to about 45, 50 of the large koi, the Japanese koi. And so I like flowers around that too. But I'm always transferring things out, putting ivy up. In fact, that isn't quite, I don't know the name of that ivy, but it's got flowers in it. And we just love to sit in the backyard. We have the best weather in the country all the time. And so this is where we sit. You feel miles away, and it's pretty much enclosed by all the greenery.
So to talk about the greenery and changing everything, how do you keep up with the water conservation and everything that's going on?
Well, that's been an issue. We actually looked to go ahead and do artificial turf. We looked at desert landscaping, and while it's lovely, the heavy watering takes place June, July, and August. And when you add it up to the watering the rest of the year, where you have it 1 day a week or maybe 2 or 3, it varies, as you know. We added and we said we loved the smell of the grass. And after we priced the artificial turf, believe me, do we love the smell of the regular grass. So it is something, and we do watch. We watch in the house, we watch our energy, and the water is something that we're very concerned about, of course, for everybody. But with the schedule we're on, I think we're okay with it.
I noticed these beautiful trees are so lush and green, and now it's great because it's fall with the colors. Do you have any tips to keep them that way?
Well, first of all, this is our 1 day of fall in Las Vegas, as we all know. And so we have those beautiful trees have sort of like a cotton ball for about 2 days in the early spring. They're beautiful, but they also fall in the swimming pool. And we do have somebody take care of our pool because, believe me, that would be an all-day project, and Oscar's not about to do any labor around this house. But as far as keeping it green, most of the trees that you see are non-deciduous, and they hold their color, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to block out the surroundings. So all the trees except for these 2 that are now in the fall mode, the Mondale pines over there behind me, obviously those stay green all year, and the dwarf pine, palm tree. The only ones that really are deciduous besides those 2 are the beetles. They have beetles. They're elms, and they had beetles, and I was worried we were going to lose them, but fortunately pest control took care of that. And then we have the cottonwoods, and those are deciduous. But back here in the backyard, it stays very green for us, which we love.
This is obviously an older community, but for new communities, do you have any advice about trees? Because if you're in a new community and they plant these trees, sometimes they don't make it, or they stay very small. So I know that this is 30 years in the making, but do you have any advice for trees that did not work for you?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with the hole in which the tree is planted, that it's deep enough and that the soil is appropriately fixed to have all the nutrients that a tree needs. Now, we've been very successful, except there's one tree over there that we keep replanting, and I know it needs to get down deeper into the earth, into the area, so that it can really get roots. Or else it's a different type of tree than the other Japanese privets over there. But I think what people have to do is, depending where they live, do they have any choice? Does the builder say, in this community you will have this, this, and this? And of course our oleander back here behind me, which flower, I think there's some restriction in Las Vegas on planting them now. We have loved them because, I mean, you certainly don't want to let a horse near them because it will kill them. But, and the olive trees. Olives are great, especially if you can get a non-fruiting olive tree. Those are beautiful. But the Japanese privets hold, there's so many of the different variations that we have, but ours really was to block out. We didn't want to see the street. We didn't want to see our neighbors. And of course, you have Joshua trees, you have different variations of palm trees, and a lot of ivy along the wall. But it is an older neighborhood, and in fact, this house is 10 years older than when we bought it. So this is year 36 for us. So it was built 10 years before that, in 66.
So how have you seen over the years, now you've been here for 30 years, how have you seen the community change with the homes and the trees and just basically the whole community itself?
Well, in the immediate area of the Scotch 80s, it's held pretty well. We've had new people come in. We've had a lot of celebrities live in the neighborhood over the years, actors, actresses, hotel owners, and of course, as the new developments have taken place, offering a grander, bigger, whatever to build, they've moved on, but we have particularly seen this hold very well. You'll see as you drive around the neighborhood a lot of empty lots. Many of them had homes that were flattened, and so they're vacant lots at this point, but there are a lot of the older homes still here. And it's a community. It was an 80-acre ranch by a Scotsman whose name escapes me, and then most of them are just under half-acre lots, although there's still, I think there's 1 acre lot available here. And so you'll see new homes. You can tell there's one directly across the street from us. It's probably 15 years old. It's brick. It's 2-story. I can't think of any 2 stories in the neighborhood prior to that one. But since then, there have been others.
So now that the community is changing, the restrictions have been changing a little bit?
You're always against the traffic's coming in. If you're going out, for me anyway, and it's so close to downtown, it's so close for access to the freeways, it's just the best neighborhood because you can look out as you exit the properties here and look to see what's happening with the roadways and then decide, no, I'll go another way. The I-15's right nearby. And of course, we have a fire station, number 10, right down the street here. And it's just a quiet neighborhood. It's not gated. It's an open neighborhood, which most of the people here love, and adjacent with Park Circle and Edgewood. I mean, there are just some beautiful areas here, and across the street as well in the Gilmary area. That's a beautiful area as well.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your time,
Pleasure.
Mayor. We appreciate it. And I'm sure our viewers will love to see the landscaping at your home.
Well, I want you to know, too, we do have a homeowners association, and that was just most recently developed, I'm going to say probably in the last 5 to 8 years. We'd never had one before. And very supportive. In fact, we're getting a new marker in the area that's going to be down on Shadow Lane just as you come off of Charleston, and it will say Scotch 80s. So we're very excited about it, and that's something our homeowners has done for us. So we're really excited about it, but we love this neighborhood, and it's just quiet except for the helicopters. And anything else that's going on. But it's really lovely, and thank you, Andrea, for having me and coming to our home. Oscar would be proud to see that you've come here to film it.
Thank you very much.
He'd just be sorry he missed being here.
Thank you again.